Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today, we're making chicken cauliflower shawarma. Now this recipe is perfect for that Mediterranean themed night when you want that shawarma flavor, but you don't have a vertical broiler at your disposal. This dish is dripping with flavor and it's really healthy too. So, let's get started. So for the ingredients, we're going to need 1 large head of cauliflower, approximately 2 pounds worth, cut into florets. Then we're going to need 1 large white onion, thinly sliced, 5 tablespoons of olive oil, divided, some kosher salt and black pepper to taste, 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of ground coriander, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of ground cayenne, 2 cloves of garlic minced, and then we're going to need 6 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, or about 1.5 pounds worth, with some additional salt and black pepper to taste. And for garnishment, we're going to use some lemon wedges, some naan, and yogurt sauce. Alright, so to get things started, we're going to preheat our oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 218 degrees Celsius and position the cooking rack in the center of the oven. And with that, let's move on to the prep. Starting with the head of cauliflower, you just want to take a sharp knife and cut the cauliflower into its florets. And I like to remove any extra long stems from the florets, and I like to slice a few of the florets in half just to add a bit of variety to the mix. But once those are all nice and chopped, you want to transfer them to a parchment paper lined baking sheet. Moving on to our onion, you want to remove the outer peel and cut off the tip and the base of the onion. And then working lengthwise across the onion, you want to create long, thin slices using a sharp knife. And once that's done, you want to transfer those onion slices among the cauliflower florets on top of the parchment paper lined baking sheet. Now we want to season the vegetables all over with about a teaspoon of kosher salt and black pepper, followed by 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And then using a pair of tongs, we want to toss the vegetables all amongst themselves until they are all well coated. Separately in a small bowl, we want to mix together the cumin, the coriander, our smoked paprika, and the cayenne pepper. And if you really want to make this seasoning pop, go ahead and toss in a like button too. Seriously, it really helps the channel out in more ways than one, and I really appreciate your support. And so once our seasoning is done, you want to transfer half of it into a separate bowl, which will be about 1.5 tablespoons worth. And with that half of the seasoning, you want to sprinkle it over top your cauliflower and onions. Toss the cauliflower and onions once again to evenly coat them with the spice mix and the oil. Transfer this baking sheet to the oven and roast the vegetables for about 30 minutes, tossing the vegetables once again after 20 minutes in the oven. While the vegetables are cooking, we want to season our chicken with a thin layer of salt and black pepper on both sides of the chicken thighs and press that seasoning into the flesh. Once we have that base seasoning pressed into the chicken, you want to transfer the chicken thighs into a large bowl. And it's here where you want to add in your remaining spice mix, tossing and rubbing the chicken until each thigh is coated. And then you want to add in your minced garlic cloves. I like mincing mine using a garlic press. It makes things much easier. Followed by your remaining 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Toss the chicken once more until all the chicken thighs are well coated with all the ingredients. You can cover this bowl with plastic wrap or its own lid and allow the chicken to rest at room temperature as the vegetables continue to roast. Now, after the 30 minutes of the vegetable roasting is up, you want to remove the pan from the oven and toss the cauliflower and onions around. And it's here where we want to place our chicken thighs amongst the roasted vegetables. Return the pan to the oven and cook everything for 10 minutes more. And if your chicken thigh pieces are a little bit larger, it may take 5 more minutes, and you can always check this by cutting into one of the larger chicken pieces to see if it's cooked through. But once all the chicken is cooked through, you can remove the pan from the oven and let everything rest for about 10 minutes. But just to show you a quick glimpse of what the inside of the chicken looks like, here you can see how juicy and tender it is while still being cooked all the way through. And let me tell you, this chicken with this shawarma seasoning tastes amazing. And so, after the chicken has had time to rest, we want to transfer the chicken to a cutting surface and dice it into 1 to 2 inch bite-sized pieces. And it's at this point where we can transfer our diced chicken and vegetables all into a large serving platter. And what I like to do is serve this with naan, some lemon wedges, and your favorite Greek yogurt sauce. And just like that, you've made chicken cauliflower shawarma. The spices and flavors in this dish cannot be denied. The chicken turns out so tender and juicy, and as you can see, it requires little to no work to make. One of the best parts of this recipe. And this recipe serves a whole family, so definitely give this a go when you're looking for a new recipe to try. And while the naan shown here is store-bought, I do have a great recipe for fresh homemade naan, so let me know in the comments down below if you want to see that too. And if this video gets 300 likes, I will be happy to share it. But as always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 2, Elevating Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. And feel free to click the pop-up on the screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, don't forget to smash that like button for me, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button too, and don't forget to click the bell icon to be notified when my next video drops. And sharing is caring, so if you think someone else will like this recipe as much as you did, feel free to share this with all your family and friends. And stay tuned for next week, where I show you how to make these authentic traditional tacos, dripping with flavor, and also really easy to make. Well, thanks again for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Check out more recipes on my page now, and I'll see you next week on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.